I'm Chef Egg, and we're going to get underneath the shell of the most creative people in Baltimore. This is What's Crackin' with Chef Egg. Being a restaurateur, being a creative person, being a person that cooks, constantly being creative, there's high times and there's low times. And, the biggest thing is understanding what to do with yourself in the low times. Well, how do you deal with yourself when business is low, when spirits are low? How do you get through those low spots?
Cleaning.
Cleaning.
Yeah, we clean. Gotta do something. Or else the days, it's standing around waiting for customers. The days take too long sometimes.
So you just clean.
Well, whatever we can, yeah.
There you go. No, that's a good way to do it. So just being positive, not being positive, being productive.
They're coming. They're always coming.
The customers are the low times.
No, the customers. Well, and the low times. Yeah, no doubt about it.
So just cleaning and being productive.
Uh-huh. Best as you can.
And that gets you through it.
Sure. Well, I mean, you don't have a choice.
How does, your name is on the front of the restaurant.
Sure.
You are Joe. Your picture's up there.
Not my picture. That's any Joe.
I look at it and say, that's Joe. I know that guy. So, you are a brand.
Yes.
And how does that make you feel, as people come and say, oh, you have to expand your brand, and Joe must be worldwide, and you're like, well, I'm just Joe from Baltimore, and we make great pizza.
You need more Joes for that.
Do you want to be like Ronald McDonald, where there's Joe everywhere?
I would love to be Ronald McDonald. We can just go and entertain kids, dress up like a clown. Oh, you mean like a Joe version?
Yeah, like a Joe version. No,
can I still dress up like a clown?
Absolutely.
Yes, then I would gladly
But
be.
how do you feel, I'm sure you've probably been approached and they say you got to expand and you've got to make moves and you got to be growing. How do you respond to that when you do have something, you got something really great here, you have something really great at the harbor.
Sure.
And there's always that, oh, I should go worldwide. I should go, to
Well,
DC
man, definitely entertain anything if people have money. Nobody's really got as much money. Usually I talk people out of it inadvertently, explaining to them how much it costs to open up a restaurant, what the margins look like, how much it actually makes within a year. It's not a great investment.
Yeah. But it seems so.
But I'll talk to anyone who wants to open up a Joe Squared. They probably just don't really want to open up a Joe Squared.
Yeah.
We'll find that out.
No, it's a good thing because you talk to people about that and it sounds so cool, and you see things online and you see things in the world where growth is the most important, and you're like, yeah, but what about all these other things that go along with that?
Yeah, no, I mean, they added 576,000 service jobs in the past 2 years. Mm-hmm. None of them are making any money.
Yeah.
most of them are going out of business. It's just most aspects of the economy were slowing down, so a lot of money started getting pushed into service as a growth field. But yeah, we're gonna hit the bubble. We've already hit the bubble.
And you guys are rocking the bubble.
But that happens over and over and over again,
Yeah.
Every few years, they have a bunch of restaurants open up, a couple years later, a bunch of them will close back down, stagnate for about 3 or 4 years, then over and over and over again.
And we're seeing that in Baltimore now, where there is, everybody wants to open up a food business, everybody wants to do,
Sure.
I was an accountant and now I sell hummus, and, I want to open up my own restaurant, and people
And when they go out of business, they'll say the market just wasn't ready for them.
So
they have no idea how much work it is.
So, you seem to be doing, from what I can see from the outside, all the right things. And, you've got a great spot, people know about you, you got great product, the doors are open, and you have a smile on your face.
Sure.
So that, I think, is the most important thing about running a business or a restaurant, is that you do have a smile on your face.
That's the most important thing about doing anything, is doing what you want to do. And if you don't want to do it, make yourself.
Make yourself smile or make yourself do it.
Make yourself want to do it.
Yeah.
You have to want to do what you're doing.
What would you do if you were not running Joe Squared?
Oh, I have no idea. I wouldn't be me.
So do you see a lot of who you are as a person is connected to the pizza spot?
Yeah, but Joe Squared ever closes down, I'm sure I won't lose all shreds of identity. There's plenty outside of it.
Joe, what are your marketable skills?
Yeah, right. I'm not sure.
Can you type how many words a minute?
I think it was like 40. Wasn't I? Wasn't I? I mean, maybe it's faster now. It's been a long time.
You have a great menu. There's, we got the pizza, we got salads. You're known for your wings. You got many kinds of risotto.
Sure.
What is the one thing that's on your menu that you would love to take off, but the customers love it so much?
Barbecue chicken sandwich. That's a silly ass sandwich with like avocado in there and corn, caramelized onions, the chicken thighs, and then the barbecue sauce, and then the cheddar. That all just kind of mixed together, congealed, and put on a roll that it'll never stay within. Some people love it though. I think it's so silly.
Okay. That sounds good. That sounds tasty though. I would eat that.
I mean, it doesn't function well. It's squeezing out of the sides the whole damn time.
That I do have a problem with.
No, it would be better for filling in like a tortilla or something, It's not functional.
What do you see yourself doing in 5 years? Let me ask that question again. Joe, what do you see? I can't get the words out. In 5 years, where do you see yourself?
Right here.
Making pizzas in Baltimore?
Yeah, most likely.
Would there ever come a time when you would have somebody else running it so you can have a little more free time for yourself?
I mean, I'd run it less.
But you gotta be here, right?
But, I mean, I don't need time for myself, per se. There's enough of that anyways.
enough Joe time? Well, I mean, seriously, what do you like to do when you're not here by yourself? No family stuff, just Joe time. Joe time.
Just by myself?
Yeah, what do you like to do? We're hanging out with friends, and do you have any hobbies?
No, I cook.
Cooking's there, right?
Yeah. I mean, I used to read. That was years ago.
No reading?
No.
Oh, man, reading puts me right to sleep. I love it. With all the stuff going on from work and all my thoughts and stuff, when I read at night, I can read for like 10 minutes and I'm out.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
So reading, cooking. I think yesterday I had a whole day to myself and I made faux broth.
Day to yourself? How's that happen? That's an impossibility.
Well, they were off in another room and stuff.
Oh!
I had some time to myself, so I made some faux broth.
Well, that's lovely.
It was lovely.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much what I do. I just cook.
Cooking all day, every day. Now, did you go to school for cooking?
No, my degree's in philosophy.
Oh, one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was worth it.
Oh, it was great.
Great in college times.
Well, it wasn't all that expensive back then. I went to Goucher, and they used to give out a lot more scholarships than they give nowadays. I wouldn't be able to afford it nowadays. But I mean, I pretty much just paid state school.
No, that's cool.
Yeah,
but you went for philosophy.
Yeah, minor in English, but I.
And how does that
I think
translate?
I still needed 3 credits for that English.
How does a philosophy and an English degree get you into the pizza world?
Well, I always worked restaurants all through college, all through high school. I just never thought of it as an occupation.
This is what you do.
Yeah. No, I'd always worked restaurants. So, I mean, I went over to Italy for a while after I graduated from college. I was planning on seeing some lectures at the University of Verona, Giorgio Agamben. But I ended up just cooking more, spending a lot more time in markets and this and that. I ended up trying to get a couple of cooking jobs over there. And ended up just coming back to Baltimore and starting an apprenticeship.
That's how it happens, right?
I never really enjoyed the school all that much. So I always enjoyed restaurant work a lot more.
So how did you go from working in restaurants to signing papers on a spot?
Well, you assume that it's better at the top, right?
Yeah.
Like there's a bunch of money in it,
Yeah,
you know?
they say. Yeah. But how did it make you
that
feel?
The boss isn't fixing things because they take all those vacations.
Yeah.
Maybe
But how did it make you feel signing on the dotted line and saying?
Well, I was 25.
Okay, that's young.
When I first opened up. Yeah, so what? My prefrontal cortex and my frontal cortex had not fully merged.
Yeah.
I wasn't fully capable of understanding the consequences of my actions. 25, you're still technically an adolescent.
Yeah,
for a male.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So about 27, 28.
Yeah. Then maybe I started getting a little scared. There's no way I would do it nowadays.
Yeah. But you signed
25 is a great. I signed a 15-year lease at 25. Said, sure, I'll do this till I'm 40.
And what about getting the money together and doing all that? How did you know how to do that?
Oh, well, that's a trickier one. We started after my grandmother had passed away, and she had left the house to her daughters. They sold it off, and my family allowed me to use our cut of it to seat off the first restaurant.
Okay, cool.
The first spot. Then the recession hit.
Yeah, that's cool. So you're like, all the family money is
Well,
right here.
that was 2 years in, and we've been steadily losing money for 2 years. We had taken out a second mortgage on my mom's house. We paid it off.
Your mom really loves you, huh?
Yeah, very much so. And I sold the liquor license that we had bought with the place when we originally started. We had bought out the business there for $50,000, but we started with $75,000 is what we had, which is not enough money to open a restaurant. That's just silly. We had hibachis on the table left over from the Korean restaurant.
Yeah.
When we first opened, we just put boards over.
Uh-huh.
We're like, it's a pizza shop now, not a Korean restaurant.
Everyone in.
It very clearly looks like a Korean restaurant. It was carpeted behind the bar. It took us 2 years. 2 years before we got rid of that and opened up a window. But anyways, so we sold off the liquor license. We had a BD7 license, a tavern license, and we sold that off for $130,000 right before the recession hit. And it was only worth $65,000. 6 months later, because nobody opened up for years after that. And that's what we used to get through the recession. Opened up the front, did a bunch of repairs, put the patio outside, and that's when we really started taking off.
So your mom.
The first 2 years were just kind of purgatory stage.
But they were, I mean.
We were learning the business.
Yeah, I don't even know how I would feel towards my parents if they gave me all that money and things are just floating along and not doing so great. I would be not want to go to Thanksgiving and.
No way, you don't anyways.
But you know what I mean. Every conversation you have with the family is probably like,
oh sure.
How you doing? How you doing? How's business?
Well,
where's our money?
It's all that's pretty much what happens.
But everybody's happy now, I'm sure, right?
Oh sure.
Everybody's paid back at least.
Oh, well, to a certain extent.
What's the best part of your job?
I like the customers. Making people happy.
Yeah.
Brightening up people's day. People come here for all sorts of celebrations and this and that. That's always fun.
Have you seen people come for not celebrations, uncelebrations?
Yeah, we've had wakes and stuff. Mm-hmm. Although those aren't as sad as you would expect them to have. People are generally optimistic.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But at least there's a positive place they can come and have a beer and some pizza that makes them happy.
I mean, they tend to come here because it was a positive place,
No, I think that would make me feel really good.
And we've had all sorts of rehearsal dinners and this and that.
A lot of fun stuff going on.
Uh-huh.
You've got bands in the basement all the time.
Yeah, and those are always entertaining.
What is your favorite band?
I don't know if I have one.
All right, give me your top 5 favorite bands.
Whoa. Like that play here?
No, your favorite bands that you grew up on. That's like mean the most to you.
Oh, that I grew up on. That would have been like Fish, Grateful Dead, Allman Brothers Band, Pink Floyd.
Are you a jam band guy?
I was. Now I mostly listen to Rachmaninoff in the kitchen.
Okay. No, it gets your creative juices moving.
Well, yeah, I like all that romantic stuff.
I think it
makes the days flow.
Yeah, and gets you moving. So you're out of the jam bands into the classical scene.
It's still kind of like a jam band though, Rachmaninoff. Those piano concertos.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And did you see a lot of shows when you were a younger person?
Oh yeah, maybe like 40-some Fish shows in the day.
40-some Fish shows. Oh boy.
Yeah.
To be a fly in the wall.
I used to do that.
Pretty steady, huh?
Yeah, whenever I could.
You ever been to a Bonnaroo before?
I have been to Bonnaroo. That was fun.
It was fun.
I think I get bored nowadays.
I went to a Bonnaroo.
Isn't there any work to do?
It's funny you say that. I went to a Bonnaroo, and I still have friends that go. I've been to 2, and the last one I went to must have been 2009. 2009, 2010. I just started dating my wife. So it was a while ago. Probably 2009. And
I think I might have been there.
That with Fish and Bruce.
I was there.
And you can only get wasted for so many days in a row. You can only be not doing something that you love to do for so many days in a row.
Get bored.
So you get bored, even with all the bands and the food and the party favors. You're like, I'm bored of this.
Right.
And I saw that as a sign, like, oh my God, you're an adult, dude.
Yeah, no. Too much leisure time is boring.
But not even an adult. I think, like, it's not that. I'm not doing my creativity.
Sure.
I'm not doing what I love.
There's nothing fulfilling in your day.
Yeah. And getting wasted is just not fulfilling. But
no.
I think that serving people
when you're younger, you're building experiences for when you grow up.
Yeah.
Now you're grown up.
And it's like you said earlier, we went
Let's apply that shit.
We went to the bar already. You've been to the bar. They only have so much beer and alcohol there.
Yeah.
And it gets boring after a while.
No, you're not trying to pick up ladies.
No, absolutely not. But, going to those things, you've seen how many, you saw Fish 40 times. And I'm sure you'd like to see him again in the future, but
I don't know.
I think it's really funny.
I'd rather listen to a recording nowadays and not
but
go, be around all those kids.
be all around all those young people.
Oh my God, they're stupid. I mean, so were we.
But, yeah, so were we, right?
Mhm.
And I feel good about not wanting to be at Bonnaroo all day.
Oh, definitely.
I feel good about wanting to create all day and to make people happy and to do cool things that I'm doing.
Sure.
And not watch the cool things somebody else is doing.
No, definitely. Definitely.
And I think when I see those bands, because I'm a drummer as well, I'm like, I just want to play drums. I don't want to watch somebody else play drums. And it would be like for you going to Italy and watching people make pizza. You're like, but I make pizza. I want to make the pizza.
Well, I mean, I'd watch people make.
All day long.
Yeah, well, different styles and this and that. I will, yeah.
What is your...
I'm a connoisseur of the craft. I want to.
Okay, I'm with you. What is the best pizza that you've had that's not your own? What's the best pizza that you've had in the States that's not Joe Square Pizza?
Bepe's, New Haven.
Where's that?
And Bepe's in New Haven.
Bepe's in New Haven. Say that one more time.
Bepe's in New Haven. No, I mean, no, we include Joe Square. They're still much, much better than us. That's a great pizza.
And what makes
They've
it the
been
best
doing
pizza?
it forever, though.
What makes it the best pizza?
Just their balance.
Yeah.
It's just a well-crafted product that they've been doing that way for forever and ever. They're a coal oven too, like us, but their oven's set up a bit differently. I'd like to convert our oven over to someday. We're a black oven, they're a white oven.
What's the difference between the two?
Black oven, your heat source is in the same chamber as where you're cooking.
Yeah.
A white oven, it's removed. So they've got a much bigger gradient on their floor. They can use. We've got a lot more shifting around. They cook a pizza a little bit slower than us. They make a wetter dough to compensate for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot that goes into the end product
Yeah,
that you can't necessarily change.
So how did you...
Nobody can make their pizza because they don't have their oven.
No, I understand that. How did you come up with Joe Squared style pizza? It's a flat pizza, it's got
Thin crust sourdough,
Yeah.
coal-fired pizza. Well, the sourdough was reaction to the high temps I wanted to cook at. I wanted to char a pizza, cook it as fast as possible, keep it as moist on the inside, while still getting some dark black spots around the edges. So you have to go hot, or else you're going to end up drying it out. The sourdoughs gave us a little bit more room, softened up the dough a little bit more, so we could do that under even higher heat. We burn 800-900 degrees on the floor, 1,500 to 2,000 off the dough, and pizza cooked in about 45 seconds to a minute, depending on the pizza. So
good gosh, I understood exactly what you said, and I hope the people watching this interview know what you just said.
it's a beast.
But
It's
you are
the hottest
cooking...
food oven in the state, no doubt about
Really?
it. Yeah.
And have you put other yummy, delicious things in that oven?
Well, we've done certain roasts and this and that, but you have to reconfigure it. I mean, that oven is geared towards cooking thin pizzas. Not much else. It does work, even in its current configuration, wonderfully for a salt crust.
Really? Yeah. So you could do a salt crust salmon or a salt crust chicken, and the salt's going to protect that food and make sure it's cooked.
Yeah, I've never gotten the probe thermometer to last past one use.
It's 1,000 degrees in your oven.
No, you're definitely racing the clock before it's going to just melt through and burn those wires together.
No, absolutely. But that's totally cool, man, because you can do so many neat things in there.
Oh, sure. But yeah, we've done different roasts and this and that. Sometimes we'll just light it with wood, on an off day to cook a turkey or something.
See what's going down. What I think the food here is solid. I think that it's simple. You can bring the family here. You can bring a date here. How do you fight with? There's so much in the food world, in magazines and online, and all this fancy modern plating and this and that. And how do you kind of fight against, maybe doing what other people do because it's so popular, as opposed to just really awesome food?
Well, I mean, we're always throwing on specials with the latest pizza gimmicks and this and that. We do what other people do. We try to have something for everybody. But we've never really gotten into the whole gourmet pizza market thing or whatnot. because I mean it's just exclusionary. There's too many people or whatnot, you know, families and this and that, that they don't cater towards in any way. Like these places that offer just the one size pizza, 3 toppings max or whatnot, no place for children, you know. And I mean, if you're trying to feed your whole family there, you'll spend $100. Lots of places don't, in the this new pizza, offer a 16-inch. Yeah, offer a family-sized pizza. You got to buy 2 or 3 of those goddamn things, and you know, Pizza Hut ends up being like $60, $70 when it should have been $25. You know, with quality ingredients, Papa John's, you could have fed them for $15.
yeah. No, I think it's really important you say that, and you know, I make pizza at home because it's so inexpensive to do it at home. But we will come to a Joe Squared with the family, or
sure.
It's, you know, probably one of the only places in the city that we can do that because it's so expensive. And you know,
and it's just not having that big size pizza for a family that they totally could. They could just make one pizza larger.
No, I mean, you know, it's the trend, I guess. So you guys, I think really,
they're making their market share too small, in my opinion. You know, to whether through the good times and the bad times, you have to appeal to everybody.
Yeah.
You know, you want senior citizens in there, you want families in there. You know, you want people that make $10,000 a year and people that make $150,000 a year. And like, you need variety to do that.
Yeah. And I think it's again a testament to your restaurant that it's very inviting and welcoming to the artist, to the investor, to the lawyer, to the family.
Oh, sure.
That everybody is invited, everybody's included. You can stay a little later and check out a band. You know, have a beer at the bar and hang out with friends, because, you know, a lot of restaurants are very cookie cutter. Even they're trying to be so gourmet and they're trying to be so special.
They're all doing it the same way now with the chalkboards and all the exposed ductwork and this and that. You know,
it's all the same.
Yeah, and they're all loud and crowded. You know,
and and they're not saying anything.
Oh, I'm not people that objected me putting this drop ceiling in here. You know, over all the ductwork over top.
Yeah.
You know. I'm so glad I did, because we can sit here and have a conversation in a full room, you know, and not have to hear all that tinniness coming back and forth.
Well, you'll see that. You just see it everywhere.
That's what they do everywhere. They design their restaurants for an empty room.
Yeah.
You know, they don't make a comfortable space, you know. They got the place packed wall to wall. Nobody's looking at the goddamn ceiling.
That's funny you say that. Now, you have a second location, and that's downtown.
Uh-huh.
What on earth made you expand, you know, get bigger, because that offers a whole host of new challenges?
Ego, I suppose.
At least you can say it.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful spot too.
Yeah, but we've never been able to do a good enough business down there.
Yeah.
No, and then after the uprising, all the tourist convention stuff is really
slowed down.
Stuff's closing down left and right down at the harbor.
Well, they're always and there's always a rotation of spots, you know, where you guys are. But
sure.
You guys have been there a long time now.
5 years or so.
That's really good.
6 years. 6 years in July.
Check out how often they rotate those bars down there. And
oh, sure.
And I think that's
there were a lot of places before us.
And what you know, I think it's really cool that you guys are down there. And when somebody comes from out of town,
sure,
they'll get a taste of Baltimore through Joe Square.
That's what we'll do. Just don't have much of that anymore.
Yeah. How do you think
we need to rebrand it?
How do you think Baltimore could rebrand to bring people back down there?
I mean, more of the events like we do. They need to have more artscapes. You need to open up more museums. Mm-hmm. You know, they should be building things that aren't hotels, you know, and high-priced condos. I mean, hopefully the plank development stuff will be good. Mm-hmm. But that's going to be kind of isolated. We need to do more for tourism. Every post-industrial port city that's doing well is doing enough for tourism.
Yeah.
We don't do nearly enough. You know, something like a water park at the harbor or something like that. I mean, it would be great, you know? It'd be great if they can get the harbor to a swimming level, but, you know, there's a lot of infrastructure. I mean, maybe we're doing it. It might just take a long time, you know?
So you would like to have a water park in the harbor,
yes,
for kids and adults to have a day on the water.
Oh, I think that'd be great. Water slides and stuff. It'd be wonderful for tourism. I guarantee you that water park would pay for itself in no time at all.
Well, Joe, I'm going to end it on that. Joe Squared's water park.
Well, not me personally. I think the city should build it.
And just put your picture on it.
Yeah. I'm sure somebody's proposed that idea.
I want to thank you for joining us today. I got a lot of great information out of this. I've known you for some time, but it's always nice to talk to different creative people, see what makes them tick, see how they work the ups and downs of a creative business like you're doing.
Sure.
And I just want to tell you that, Joe Squared is awesome. It was awesome when I was young, and it's awesome now that I'm a middle-aged dad of two. And it's a place that I always know that I can come to for a good time, to have some family good times,
Sure.
and then have adult good times. And I think it's awesome that you keep it rocking and you keep it rolling. And then every time I see you, there's something positive that's coming out of your mouth. And you just don't get a lot of that all the time, especially in the creative world. It's hard to move forward and be creative and,
sure.
and run a creative business like this. So to see that you're doing it with such positivity and a smile every day, that's just awesome. So thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you very much. I had a good time.
And clap. I'm Chef Egg, and we're going to get underneath the shell of the most creative people in Baltimore. This is What's Crackin' with Chef Egg.